Hello.
Welcome to today's virtual cooking class. My name's Sydney,
I'm Hollis.
and today we're going to be whipping up not one, but two super fun, exciting recipes that'll take approximately a half hour, so it's, double the value, two for the price of one, all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So today we're going to be making blueberry zucchini bread.
Yum.
And fruit smoothies, a secret ingredient. P.S. It's not just love. It's spinach. So what we're going to be talking about today is how to sneak some garden veggies, tasty produce into your food so you can keep your body healthy, strong, and nutrient filled. All that good stuff.
Yeah. A lot of different ways you can do that. So I'm going to try out two today. But keep your eyes peeled because we'll come out with a nice little cheat sheet later for you guys to try out other ways. But these are the two we're going to show today. So,
We're starting off with today, Hollis.
We are going to start off with the zucchini and blueberry bread because we want to get that in the oven because it has to cook. So,
Yeah.
priorities. Yeah. So I think we need to get the oven preheated first
Okay.
and foremost when you're
Do you know?
baking. That's nice to do.
This is true. Do you know what temperature?
350.
Okay. So, full disclosure. Oh no. Oh, okay. Full disclosure, we got a brand spanking new oven this week earlier. Thank heavens. It works great now. We are so pumped, but it's so nice and new. And we're still kind of figuring out what's going on with it.
Yeah, I think
So, do you still have to let it all? Okay.
Seconds. Yeah.
So this is another good reason to cook with a buddy. It's sometimes, like me by myself, I wouldn't have figured it out, but because I have a handy buddy, Hollis, they're looking out for me here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ha.
Oh, you can see the flame? Wait, where's that?
Oh,
Okay. All right. Oh, sorry. I almost got a hand in the oven.
I was like,
thankfully it's not heated yet. Okay.
yeah.
So.
Sorry. I like laugh a little too excited, like sometimes. That didn't mean to Yeah. Okay.
So get your oven on.
Yeah. Have
You
your buddy
safe
look out
about
for
it.
you, yeah.
Watch out for fingers and toes. Okay.
Okay. So I think step number 2 is greasing and flouring 1 5x9 loaf pan 4-lined parchment paper.
Yeah, we don't have any parchment papers.
So what exactly does greasing mean? For anybody in the studio audience who might not know.
So I guess any kind of like oil, butter, Crisco, anything like that. You want to coat the whole inside of the pan so that your baked goods do not stick. That's basically it.
Nice. That's handy.
This thing is supposed to spritz. It did more of a sprit.
Yeah, a little slope.
Alright. Alright, good to go.
Okay. So we did step number 2, which is greasing and flouring our 5x9 loaf pan flour.
Oh, okay.
And flour. Okay. So like how much flour? Oh, I think on the left. I feel it. Okay. So how like my flour when it says to flour something? Like is it like a pinch? Is it a handful? What's your thing?
Well, my technique, that I think is maybe how my mom taught me, is you take like a little handful and you like dump it in there and then you just like tap, tap, tap around. And then usually it uses up all the flour. If it doesn't, that's okay. Yeah, I pretty much added the right amount. So then you can see there's like flour coating the sides and the bottom. Yeah, there you go.
Sounds like you're really tapping into some great ideas here. Okay. So. Okay.
Whoa.
Sweet. So then, 2 bowls. Ooh, good point. Okay. So this is another handy recipe where you're gonna have a wet ingredient and a dry ingredient bowl.
Yeah.
I didn't quite read this all the way the first time, I guess. So I only got one, but again, cooking with buddies, they look out for your back, so we got two. So it looks like the first thing we're gonna do is beat the eggs and the sugar together.
All right, wonderful. Do you want to use the electric beater, or do you want to show off your muscles?
I could show off, the mad gains I'm making in cooking class. And,
Yeah.
Eggs up.
All right, let's start with this then.
Okay. So then, I don't know well, I got so excited to make zucchini bread. I don't know if we talked about the ingredients.
Oh my goodness, we didn't. Okay. Yeah.
But that's okay, since there aren't that many, so we can talk about them now.
All right.
Okay. So,
2 eggs. 1/2 cup of granulated sugar.
like that beautiful white sugar store.
Yeah. Oh, and then 1/2 cup of brown sugar. This is our brown sugar. It's just sugar mixed with molasses.
Like you can do like a tablespoon of molasses to a tablespoon or a cup of sugar, or how much molasses do you put in it?
I don't think that I measure when I do it.
Oh, good. Okay. So, you can eyeball it. That gets good working on.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. This one looks like a 1/2 cup of canola oil, or vegetable oil, whatever you prefer. Then 1 3/4 cup of flour. About a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, I think. Beautiful. 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. 1 cup of grated zucchini.
All right. So we'll visit this again a little later, but Sid went ahead and grated our zucchini so that we could show you guys that. But yeah, we'll show you how we did it later.
Yeah, I might not say it was good, but it really was great. And then last but not least, we have 3/4 cup of blueberries, pressed or frozen.
Yes. Wonderful.
Okay. So with that in mind, I think we're back to mixing our white ingredients together.
Yeah. All right. I want to make sure that people who are joining late know what we're doing.
Oh,
So if you
yeah,
want to start
totally.
with that, I'm just gonna type it in here.
Sure.
So
I'm gonna do 2 eggs. I'm gonna get a little side hustle with my partner in crime here. 2 eggs. Okay, so this big beautiful bowl. 1. I believe that in Dakota eggs are always cut. I got 1 egg. Got egg number 2. It's an exciting time to be here in cooking class. Ha 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 ha. Then I'm gonna do a 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. 1/4 cup measure, so using those good fraction math things I've learned, it's gonna be 2/4 cups to make a 1/2 cup.
good math.
Thank you. I'll be here a week.
Thanks for watching, Levi.
Yeah. Then I think we had a 1/2 cup of brown sugar.
All right. So the secret to measuring brown sugar is, what is it, Sid?
On the spot. I think what I've learned is that you pack it into your little container because it's so moist. Like if you've ever held it, it's kind of sticky and it's a really different kind of look. It's like kind of like wet sand almost, more
Yes.
as opposed to like dry sugar that's like dry sand. But so you need to pack it in so you get the full amount, so it's not just like light and fluffy and like taking up a lot of space. If you like pack it into your container that you're measuring with, then it keeps it so you're getting the real amount. So you get the full amount of sweetness, all that stuff. And if if you're looking to cut down on your sugar intake, or that kind of thing, which, you know, to each their own, you could also use like some maple syrup or honey or a different kind of natural sweetener if you're looking to cut down on the sugar. So we have a beautiful brown sugar, white sugar, little eggs. And so it says to beat them together. So I think I'm getting a fork. I could use a whisk too. A whisk. I feel like whisks are fun. The name is fun. I enjoy it. Whisk it up. So the secret to whisking is you're using like the wrist and not like your whole arm. Not that you can't use the guns, but you gotta try and use the wrist. So then you can really mix it up. So here I'm kind of just like using my wrist to kind of make like circles where you can go back and forth, whatever feels good in your body today. Just kind of do little circles and mix it up till it starts getting this really pretty, I almost spill on Hollis' laptop, really pretty mix that's kind of thick, but like not too thick, like it's still kind of liquidy. So it's the liquid part. Yeah, so I'm gonna mix it together. I don't see any separate eggs, any separate brown sugar.
Gorgeous.
Thank you. Kind of a nice, beautiful, light brown color. Sweet. Okay, so what is the next step, Hollis?
Sorry. Now you're gonna add your oil and your zucchini to that. So it says mix in the oil,
Okay.
but then you want to just kind of stir in the zucchini so that it doesn't get like too like disintegrated, like so it's still in that nice like shreddedness.
Okay.
So first you can add the oil, like mix that in nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much oil are we adding today?
A half cup.
Okay.
You want to liquid that?
Sure, that'd be awesome. So Hollis is bringing up a good point here that there is a difference between liquid and dry measurement. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So like, well, sometimes I do just use like these scoopers like to still measure liquids, like just because I clearly, if you guys have watched this class at all, know that I'm not very precise with my cooking and stuff. Well, baking is definitely different. You definitely want to be more precise with baking, in my opinion. And so, so like these kinds are kind of made for dry measurements, and then like these ones, like with the little spout and like whatnot, these are kind of more intended for liquid measurements. But it doesn't mean that you can't. I don't know. Maybe you're not supposed to mix and match. I don't think it probably matters too much. It's probably not like a huge difference. I don't know the science on that.
I think for like basic things, maybe it's a little bit more forgiving.
Yeah.
But anything super fancy, maybe
Yeah.
stick to the recipe. But I don't know. Yeah, it's a little toasty. Okay, so I'm going to mix in this beautiful canola oil. Okay. So this is another good opportunity to use my favorite Bob Marley song that I'm going to be stirring it up.
Sorry, y'all. I'm gonna be interrupting.
Make sure to keep the show going, you know? Okay.
We need a and okay, another fun way to bake with friends is especially with like, well, a lot of baking things like cookies, bread, stuff like this. It's like it's usually like a wet ingredients and dry ingredients. You mix them separately and then you combine them. So a lot of times it's kind of fun to be like, oh, you put all the wet ingredients together, I'll put all the dry ingredients together, and then we can just kind of join forces, you know?
Yeah.
So that's one good way.
Yeah.
Not that you can't take it away with that, but
no, yeah, it was like, while I'm maybe stirring in the zucchini, maybe that'd be a fun divide and, you know, accomplish. Yeah. So I'm gonna fold in the zucchini. I'm gonna use a spatula here so I don't over mix our beautiful zucchini. If you got a chance to see the recipe before class, I had a fun fact at the top, but if not, that's okay because you're still here and we're so glad to see you. But zucchini is full of antioxidants, which is like a fancy way of saying special little chemicals that help your body to fight the feeling of stress, which is really good if you're trying to keep yourself from getting like long-term diseases or things like like antioxidants can help reduce your risk of getting certain kinds of cancers or like things like that. So looking for bright, colorful produce like the beautiful dark green zucchini, also called courgette, is a really good way to go about that. Other fun facts, zucchini are in the same family as cucumbers, so it's kind of why they look similar. Cucurbitae. So you're, going kooky for some kooks, you might also enjoy some zany zooks. But just food for thought.
Did you just come up with that?
I did, yeah.
That was a good one.
Thank you. Oh, yeah. Okay.
So you got me to laugh.
Yeah, which is rare on this show. So food for thought.
It's not rare. I love you all the time.
Ooh, ooh, icy. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna start on the dry stuff. Just got a lot to
Got a lot
do this.
going. Yeah.
This cooking class. So we're doing 1 3/4 cups of flour. There's one. Sometimes when I cook with flour, I sift it to get all the chunks out, but you know what? Today is not that day.
That is okay.
All right, I'm kind of. I just said be more precise.
You just gotta walk your walk and talk your talk, and that's okay.
All right, 1 3/4 cup of flour. Check. Salt, half teaspoon. Half a teaspoon. Very precise.
Yes. Salt's another thing. If you add a little too much, you can always,
Baking soda, 3/4 teaspoon. What kind of measurement is that?
There's like a half teaspoon. So you do like 1/2.
I got the whole teaspoon. We're gonna do it precise. We're doing this one right, okay? I don't know why somebody put 3/4 teaspoon. So then you just have to use 2 spoons.
But keeping you on your toes, keeping you active. I feel like that's kind of a fun part of baking too, or like cooking, is that it's kind of like a fun way to like, especially if it's cold out or like you just want to be inside for a little bit, you kind of move your body, get the stirring going.
That's true.
Keep
It's often very physically intense. Yeah, like kneading something. Oh my goodness.
You just get arms of steel after that, you can just crack walnuts with your bare hands. But
so for all the people who like fractions out there, I did a half teaspoon plus 1/4 teaspoon equals 3/4 teaspoons.
If you didn't quite follow that, make the denominators the same. So you'd be like a half turns into 2/4, and 2 plus 1 is 3. So you get
2/4 and 1/4, 3/4.
Yeah.
Perfect. Little math. Okay. And then baking powder.
Okay.
And baking powder. 2 teaspoons.
Nice.
All right. Stir this baby up. Wait, is that everything? Yes, I believe so. That's all the dry ingredients. And often it's easier to pour and mix. Actually, no, it doesn't matter.
What are you guys saying?
I was gonna say I think it's easier to mix the dry into the wet, which is like if you're strategizing bowl sizes. But
That is always a good thing to keep in mind. A little long-term planning into your.
Something you just figure out. Oh. Trial by error,
Yeah, live and learn.
Okay. All right, are we ready?
I believe so. So let's slide.
Right.
Yeah, add the dry ingredients to the wet mixture and stir well. Beautiful. It's like snow, but with flour and dry.
I'm surprised that this recipe doesn't have vanilla.
Yeah. Well, I guess, baker's choice. Would you want to add any while we're still in the mixing process? Do you think we're
I
going to
don't want to. I think vanilla is tasty.
Yeah? So we're going to add a little bit, you think?
Cool.
I think you. A little splash. No splash. Baker's choice.
All right. I'm going to throw some vanilla in. Get wild. Also, another thing I really like to add to zucchini bread is cinnamon or nutmeg or both. But we can chill on that today. We got blueberries in here. It's gonna be plenty tasty.
Yeah. So if you've ever, until this year, I never made zucchini bread.
Wow.
Yeah, it had not ever happened. But now I've made it a couple of times. But I previously made banana bread with my mom growing up.
Oh yeah.
A very similar concept,
It
but
is.
you just use bananas instead of zucchini. So if you've ever done banana bread, you can try zucchini bread, or vice versa. And sometimes you could add chocolate chips. If you have folks who don't like chocolate, you can add craisins, blueberries, walnuts. Delicious.
You can add any of those things to zucchini bread too. I remember the thing that I remember the most about making zucchini bread with my mom when I was a kid is that it was like my favorite like batter to eat, and I couldn't believe how delicious zucchini was once it was like in a batter with like sugar and stuff. I was just like, wow, this is so tasty.
Zucchini's cool too though, because if you wanted, you could take it and cut it into cute little circles and hang it either on some wine or some like some hemp string, some thread, any of those, and then put it in a nice dry space, not in the sun. Let it hang up for a couple of weeks. Come back. You got some little chippy boys that you could stick in some soup. You could eat them raw. Lots of options for zucchini.
Yeah, zucchini is very versatile, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can make zucchini. One way that's really fun to make zucchini is to cut it in half, scrape out the seeds, make some kind of yummy like filling mixture. Like it could be like a bell pepper, like ground beef and rice or something, and like maybe a little like tomato paste. I don't know. Get wild. And then put that in there and bake it. Oh, sorry, that was our dryer. I didn't realize it was going.
Okay. Get used to the sounds,
Wow, I wonder if that was an issue for anybody. Sorry about the noise.
If it was, we apologize.
Yeah. But yeah, bake them, and they're called like zucchini boats, or I think in the Moosewood cookbook they call them zucchinos, like zucchinoos, like zucchini canoes. So they're kind of fun.
Can you believe it? Yeah, this is the original.
No, who came up with that? Your dad?
No, I heard it from a coworker once. They're like, "Can you believe it?" And I was like, "Kayak, I can."
Kayak, I can. Wow. Wow.
I'm really paddling out the jokes today.
You are. You're on a roll.
Thank you.
All right. Throwing our blues in there. Blueberries, guys.
Like, what is that hottest? But pro tip too, if you're cooking with blueberries, they make this beautiful, dark, purpley colored juice. So use with caution. It's kind of similar to grape juice in that potential for stinging factor. So if you're not looking for colorfully recolored clothes that day, be careful where you're spilling the juice.
But on the flip side, they make really beautiful, like purple pops of color in your food. So
yeah, you could use them as a natural dye if you wanted to. So lots of options. Okay.
All right. Now we just put it in our pan and then we pop it in the oven.
Sweet.
Cool. All right.
I'll do the honors, Hollis.
I would love to.
Thank you.
I'm really excited to eat this.
Yeah, it's gonna be tasty. So I don't know if you can tell, but Hollis is using the spatula that we have to kind of scrape out the batter down the sides of the pan, or the bowl, excuse me. So then that way we get all of the juicy goodness of our zucchini bread batter into our. If you have like a spoon or like any kind of like wider, like even a wide fork, whatever you got going, if you have clean hands, that would work too. Something just kind of get all that goodness off the bottom. But clean hands is the operative part. We always like to have clean hands in a kitchen. Okay.
Does it matter which
Well, we can check on it. It's supposed to bake for an hour, so that'll be 6:55. But so we can check on it too, and if it's getting crispy, we can move it.
Okay.
Okay. Sweet.
All right, what do I want to talk about now, Sid?
So I think we're gonna wrap up with a little quick smoothie making. It's a toasty summer day in South Dakota, and so I think we're gonna kind of shift. So we looked at how you can add some produce to your baked goods. So I think we might look at how you can add it into your snacks. So like I might eat veggies at dinner, but sometimes it's hard to eat them at snacks. So like how do you kind of add some veggies and stuff in a way that's like tasty and still giving your body all those beautiful nutrients?
Especially like for like breakfast.
Yeah.
Something. Like I feel like breakfast is kind of a hard meal. If you like, if your body's really craving veggies in the morning, but you don't feel like making up, like cooking up a whole thing, then smoothies with something thrown in there is like a really good way to get some greens and some extra nutrition.
Yeah.
Boost for the beginning of your day. So
if you're into foraging, you could use some like dandelion greens, wild lettuce,
quarters. Yeah.
Purslane, any of that good stuff. It'll also whip up really nicely into a smoothie, so you can have a little, forage fruit. Yeah.
It's just as nutritious as the stuff you buy in the store. So.
It is, and it's, made by the beautiful earth, so all the better.
Make sure you know what you're harvesting.
Yes, that is always good. Yes. Always double check, ask a buddy, whatever the case might be.
Yeah.
Take a peek. So cool. Sweet. So on that happy note, smoothies are kind of nice. Yeah.
Oh,
or you saying?
Should we pivot our work?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
All right, cool.
So we're gonna kind of shift gears and come. A lot of baking projects going on in our kitchen right now. Full disclosure, we're baking up some fun times and friendships up in here, so got a lot going on. But smoothies are kind of nice. They're a little bit more forgiving than other things. If it looks a little liquidy, you add some more solid stuff. If it's too solid, you add a little bit of water. Lots of options. So today, I think we're going to be adding some strawberry, some blackberry, blueberry. We've seen these bad boys before, and some spinach. Yeah. So you might have also been privy to when there was just a ton of frozen spinach floating around Mission. Yeah. I don't know what happened. It was
like a while ago.
It was, yeah. It was, the spinach just came in boatloads. So we ended up with a lot of frozen spinach. So this is a great way to use some of that up, get some good nutrients.
And it's like pre-cooked, I think.
I believe so. Yeah, it kind of comes like in a packed kind of liquidy, like not firm, crunchy context. So I'm under the impression pre-cooked, but I'm not an expert.
Yeah, so it's pretty nice. Like this kind of spinach you can throw in stir fries. You can throw it in smoothies. You can throw it in dips. If you make blended dips, there's a lot of ways to use. I love having this stuff in the freezer.
Yeah, it's a good way to bolster some pesto if you're looking to mix up your pizza topping.
There you go. Yeah, totally.
Lots of options. So pesto is another great way if you're looking
to say. Yeah. One of the things we talked about, different ways to incorporate veggies into your diet, or if you have kiddos or anybody in your life that's not the biggest fan of veggies, having a pizza sauce that you can make, even tomato-based pizza sauces that also have carrots or other vegetables incorporated in there. And we're going to provide some links to some websites that have a ton of great ideas on how to do this. But one of them was pizzas. You can really just add a lot of veggies in there and not even realize they're there. So one thing you could do is you could make a pesto sauce for your base on your pizza, and you could put basil in there, but you could also put spinach. So. Yeah.
Or if you love sloppy joes like I do, and you only the recipe calls for 2 pounds of hamburger meat, and you look in the fridge and you only got one, but you have mushrooms, you could chop some of those up, cook them on the stove or something, so they get that nice brown colorway, and then add those in there, and they still have the nice fibrousy kind of texture of a meaty thing.
Texture, yeah.
But all the beautiful nutrients that you find in your mushrooms. Fun guys.
Totally. Yeah. Do we have any other ideas we wanted to throw out before we get blending? Those are.
I feel those were some personal favorites, but I think we also talked about adding craisins into if you ever make cookies and things.
Yeah, dried craisins are really good in cookies. And they have those good antioxidants that we were talking about, and vitamin C. They have vitamin C, so that's good.
Really good if you're looking to ward off scurvy, which you should, since scurvy's scary. That's the reason they rhyme. Yeah, but vitamin C.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we'll put out a sheet too, for everybody to reference and use in your daily life. But
yeah, if you ever have any questions, we all love to cook here. Shoot us a comment, a Facebook message, you know, some snail mail, whatever calls to you. Let us know. We'd love to hear. We just love to talk about food here, like all the time. Let us know. We'd love to help you out and chat more about it.
Yeah. We even had a smoothie recipe sometime last year. If anybody remembers this, and it incorporated beets. And I remember having somebody come to when we used to do sampling at Turtle Creek, and somebody came and was like, I made this for my kids, and like they would have never eaten beets before, but they had this smoothie and they loved it. So it's like, yeah, just different ways to, and beets like are so good for you. They have so many good things in them. So
and they're beautiful colors. So
and
if you have a kid who loves pink or purple, like
they're gorgeous. Yeah,
they make the magic happen. They'll turn things pink. So you can add them to stuff and it'll magically be tasty. Without all like the extra chemicals that you can't pronounce and like
you can even use like beet juice to color like frosting on stuff. You don't have to go that far, but it's cool. Yeah, natural coloring. Yeah, cool.
So cool.
Yeah.
So is it time to smoothie it up?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So, what do you think the process is? So frozen fruit on the bottom, the spinach. What you thinking?
I don't think it really matters.
Okay.
That's the beauty of a smoothie. Yeah.
Chef's choice.
Other things you can add to smoothies is like you can add yogurt and you can add peanut butter, and like those are good ways if you're making this for breakfast or something. You can get that good like those good like fruit, healthy sugars, like all the antioxidants of the fruit. You can get the spinach in there for all those good nutrients that they have, and then like the protein. So it's like a very and fiber. It's like really well-rounded breakfast thing.
Yeah.
So
you can always like put some nuts on top too.
I do that sometimes. Yeah.
A little more smoothie bowl, but still delicious.
So we did strawberries. Let's put in some blackberries now. We've got some frozen banana.
Smoothies, I don't know if you mentioned it, but if you ever have fruit that like looks kind of sad and everyone in your house doesn't want to eat it because it's like it looks weird, this is a great way to use that stuff up because you can't see it after it's been through the blender and it still tastes delicious. Okay. So we got some banana. I'm gonna pop open the spinach and then we can get cracking. Oh, that'll eat.
And you can use different like milks if you want.
Oh yeah.
Is there the oat milk still on there?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I linked it in. If you're interested, you can put oat milk in there. We're not doing that today because we're not. But you're more than welcome to. If you saw an episode of me and Mary making smoothies a fat minute ago, it was delicious and not that hard. And you can use the oat milk or the leftover oats to kind of make like little flats of oats to chew on, make savory sweet.
Yeah, you can make like crackers kind of. Yeah, like with the once you strain it out, like the leftover, like the
kind of like the pulp.
The pulp. There you go. Yeah, that would be. Yeah, and like lots of people have. I know we always have oats around, even if we don't have other things that we can make milk out of. So.
Yeah. What do you think about adding a little lemon?
Go for it.
Okay, I'm gonna do a little spritz.
Sydney is the citrus queen. So.
Oh, I love citrus. It's like I don't know how to describe it other than it just. I love citrus. It smells good. You can like really handy if you want to clean things and don't want to use chemicals. You can use vinegar, add some citrus peels, let it sit for a week. Smells good, cleans good. Lots of options. Okay. Blending time. So if you have this on speakerphone, now is your chance. Oh, we did not. Oh, golly. Good point, Hollis. Oh.
We're doing triple berries today.
Would have been real blue without our blueberries. Now it's kind of a pretty layering type thing too, a little artisanal smoothie making.
Right.
Ready?
Do
3,
it.
2, 1. So it looks like it's getting a little stuck on the bottom. I'm gonna shake it up a little bit. Might grab the fork, kind of use it to get some of the beautifully mixed colored stuff off the bottom, bring it up to the top. If you ever wanted a visual for how convection ovens work, the heat kind of works like this. Comes up from the bottom, goes to the top, goes down again. It kind of looks like this. So if you were wondering what's happening in the oven for a zucchini bread right now, it looks like this, but you can't see it because it's heat, but, you know.
Which makes me think maybe I should check on it before the hour is up, because it is kind of towards the bottom of the oven.
Yeah.
That might be toasty down there. Yeah, a little bit more.
I think so, yeah. Good call. So it's a little far away for you to tell from there, but it was a little thick, kind of having to work it around a little bit, and so Hollis is coming in with the assist, adding some water, some more liquidy. 3, 2, 1. Got camera shot. You're watching it too closely. That's okay, little bugger. We still love you. Doing the good work. Got some yummy pre-dinner snack. But
Very good after school, after work,
yeah,
cooking.
especially, you know, in the summer or whenever, it's like if you're feeling hot, you really want some ice cream, but you're trying to also make sure your body gets some vitamin C that day so you don't get scurvy. This is a great way to do it.
Never been so scared to get scurvy.
I listened to a podcast about it, and I feel like that was the start of my being scared of it. But
I think my favorite thing about it is the first time me and Sue ever did a cooking class together. I think maybe it was also smoothies, but she was like, "Fun fact: scurvy is the pirate disease."
it is. It's like whenever you saw like the pirates who always looked scary, I was always like, they have scurvy, because like, but there is vitamin C and all kinds of funky things. So like not just citrus fruit, like carrots and tomatoes and potatoes and all sorts of. So if you're eating anything that comes out of the ground these days, you should be okay. But still good, you know, it's good for the skin, good for your immune system, so you can keep healthy. Yeah. But on that note, I'm gonna blend again. Now it's fitting with Crisco. There. Yeah. All right. Ooh, look at that. So now, there's where the camera is. You can see it's kind of liquidy, but not too liquidy. So we can drink it out of cups, but it's thicker than water, which is ideal in my personal opinion, but smoothie drinker's choice. Yeah. Well, and on that note, I think that is the end of our cooking class today. But if you have any tips, tricks, or you tried this at home and it was delicious, then give us a shout and let us know how it turned out. That even rhymed. I'm really proud of myself. But yeah, definitely shoot us a comment, a message, a picture, whatever calls to you.
Keep an eye out for more ideas because we'll post them.
Yeah,
shortly.
we'll be sharing them with y'all. And then keep your eyes posted too on the comments, since this is part of the Wunschbe Wosake series, which means if you made it to the end of this video, you and you live on Rosebud, and you enter your name, and you fit the criteria, you too could be the proud owner of $15 whole new. Woo!
Fill out the survey.
Fill out the survey and make sure to include a P.O. box or mailing address that works for you, so then they can send you your check. I'm non-tuned to drawings, and you get to hang out with us. So obviously very biased, but you know, you should do it. It's great. And so keep your eyes posted for next week too. We're going to be doing a little bit more time intensive, talking about how you can preserve food since we're getting to that point in the year.
Yes.
We used like less than half a zucchini. This is the other half. It was 4 pounds. It was massive, you know, larger than my big brother.
Sneaks by you in the garden, and then all of a sudden it's the size of a newborn child.
Exactly.
Yes.
So if you two have all this kind of produce, keep your eyes posted on next week's episode. So we'll be talking about what do you do with it and how do you keep it for the winter when you have less fresh produce.
Yep.
So until next time, have a good week, y'all.
All right. Thanks, y'all.
Thanks for joining us, Pete.
Have a good one.